Regardless of the strength of connectivity infrastructure, the progress of teacher professional development, or the digital divide both on families and teachers, the platformization of education advances wherever it finds available land. Given that big tech companies offer their educational solutions in almost all geographies, except in cases of explicit prohibition, relevant social actors and interest groups are taking the initiative to start using them. Different actors of the education systems in the Global South are in fact platforming their teaching, learning, and management practices, even though they do not conform to state-of-the-art standards. Therefore, there is a wide range of new problems that educational systems are facing without any research involved. Adopting platforms in the Global South has taken the form of emergent walled gardens, as there has been scarce integration of student information systems and/or learning management systems into the school's everyday activities, even in wealthy institutions. Since national, federal, and provincial state governments started to develop their emergency educational infrastructure during the COVID-19 pandemic, teachers have been given the choice of using, if available, proto-platforms provided by governments or opening virtual classrooms by their own initiative with private accounts in big tech providers. This Sylvester platformization is a consequence of experimentation, but also an outcome of the nature of the flexible adaptation of technologies. It is a sign of the times of the first stages of the transition between the modern school and the hybrid school. As examples of an extreme diversity of trajectories to platformization of education, we present the cases of 4 schools in Argentina. In the same country, we can find a universe of paths to the hybrid school. Difficulties of infrastructure, access, connectivity, teacher training, but also of values and conceptions of education are shaping the transition. One School Global is a private school network run by the Plymouth Brethren Christian Church, a parochial Christian denomination. The schools only allow members of the church to attend. In Argentina, it has campuses in Buenos Aires, Rosario, and Bahía Blanca, where they teach both in Spanish and English. One School is hyper-connected. It has all state-of-the-art technology, and their learning and teaching program has all the characteristics of very advanced pedagogy, such as autonomous learning, learning outside of the classroom, a digital literacy program, and classes through video calls. Because of their religious beliefs, even though they are very well connected among themselves, they do not allow the students free access to the internet. Colegio Nuestra Señora del Rosario is a religious school located in a very low-income and high-vulnerability neighborhood in San Fernando, in the suburbs of the city of Buenos Aires, which offers preschool, primary school, and secondary school. Access to good connectivity infrastructure and to new technology is very limited, and when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, this school lost its ability to continue teaching because they had no online teaching platforms in place and their students had very little access to devices with which to connect. Their only technological resources before the pandemic were a few old desktop computers without internet access in their IT lab. Since the pandemic, they have started a project aimed to be able to provide digital education to their students. They are working with the San Andrés University to provide training for teachers, gathering funds through donations to get new technological equipment, and updating their pedagogical project with a focus on digital education. The Escuela Normal Superior 1 is a public school which offers all levels of education, preschool, primary, secondary, and tertiary, located in the city of Buenos Aires, the capital of the country. Due to its location, it has access to high-speed internet and certain technological resources, but it hasn't implemented a specific methodology for its work with technology. The government of the city of Buenos Aires left it up to each management and teaching team to organize virtual education during the pandemic according to the culture of each school. This is a good example of Sylvester platformization. Teachers decide themselves whether to use online platforms or app for their classes or not, to open free virtual classroom with private accounts from big tech providers or not, but there isn't a clear decision or direction from the school's authorities. 2 years before the pandemic, the principal decided to incorporate Google Classroom, which was an exception for schools in the city of Buenos Aires. It gave them the advantage of being prepared. The rest of the schools in the city were not as lucky. The Estrada Institute is a public secondary school located in Santa Teresa in the province of Santa Fe. When its director, Ariel Rotondo, took up his post, the school was doing badly. Students were learning the content by heart, and they were not learning to think critically. Rotondo decided to change the situation with a competency-based learning educational project. The school is located in an area of the province with poor connectivity infrastructure, but because Rotondo is trained as a systems analyst as well as being a teacher, he was able to create a school management system which communicates more than grades. This allowed students to see what competencies they had to develop in order to reach the learning achievement targets. He developed this online system based on a Spanish open-source school management system and adapted it to the institute's needs. Even though the school doesn't have access to state-of-the-art apps and technologies, with the implementation of this management system, Ariel Rotondo was able to keep better track of his students' progress and difficulties, allowing him to act on them faster than before, thus improving the quality of teaching. The system also made it possible for his management team to implement changes to the organization of the school day, adding to the schedule set times for students to work on their own and together towards different transdisciplinary projects. What do you think? Which of these schools is better prepared for 21st century